Hello.
Hey.
Good afternoon.
It's morning. What are you talking about?
All right, so we are setting things up on the live, and we have an afternoon show, which is a little different today. Ryan and I both. What are you, Dingo? Dingo and Llama are both gone tomorrow. I'm running a big long race, and you're headed to.
Me too.
Yeah. yeah. I don't know where the dingo's going. Somewhere with your wife. Is it an anniversary trip?
Winston. We're going to Winston.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you. Going to Winston, hanging out. But we have a special guest with us today.
That's right.
The Mantis.
Hailing from Yancey County.
The old Yancey County. Shaun Gillespie is with us today.
Oh, Mantis.
And the reason Mr. Shaun is with us is we are talking about grill and propane safety today.
Yes.
And this man is the man to talk to.
When it comes to gas,
Yes.
this guy is an expert about anything related to
I think
gas.
it's probably more the dingo. Okay, so
He knows all about it.
the reason why we do these videos, for anybody who is new watching, we started these videos. Ryan and I wanted to answer common questions that we get very frequently over the counter. We realize that owning a home is not the easiest thing to do because there's always things that are breaking, things that you have no clue how to work on or adjust. Just a lot going on in your home. It's the biggest investment you'll make in your life, usually. So we want you to be more comfortable in your home on how to fix things. With that, little disclaimer. Everything we suggest and recommend are simply that. We want everyone to be educated on how things work, but not how to work on technical things. We always recommend hiring a licensed service professional where risk is involved. Burleson Plumbing and Heating and its employees are not responsible for injury, damages, or loss related to you, your property, or home. With that, we will talk about hey, that's neat.
And do we have a hey, that's neat for
tell
you
you.
today?
As neat as it gets today. This is a neat little product.
This here, since we're coming into spring season and people are going to be getting their hoses out, preparing for gardening and such, this fine little dandy here allows you to not only have one hose, not even just two hoses.
3?
Oh no, friend.
More than 3.
4 hoses.
My.
4 hoses.
In the biz, this is what we call the udder. In the biz.
The old brass udder.
The old brass udder. What's neat about this, besides the fact that you can hook 4 hoses up to it, because come on, that is neat, is every single hose you can cut off and on.
Isolation.
Isolation is key. So if Shaun wanted to go out in his yard and water the garden, and then say, no, I got a little bit too much gardening done, I'm going to go spray the girls down. Yeah. You're going to spray them down. Then he tries to light up the grill and it catches on fire, turns it on.
Boom.
And this last one's just for him to fill up his hot tub. Look.
Because it's too hot in the hot
If
tub.
you did your math at home, that's 4 hoses he just used.
That's why they call it the udder.
That's neat. And it's all brass,
It's pretty neat.
so it'll hold up. $14.49. What do you think about that?
That's pretty stinky neat, folks.
It will be in our sale paper starting next week too. So come by. The first person to buy one of these udders will get a hat.
No way.
Yes,
Gosh, that's even neater.
that is neat. You get one of these awesome Burleson Plumbing hats if you buy the first person. Shaun made first person to buy this udder gets the hat.
Think about it this way. It's better to give than to receive. You could literally supply water to your whole neighborhood. You could send hoses to your neighbors and give them water.
Yeah. Or go hook this up to your neighbors.
Yes, and supply yourself.
Supply yourself.
Sometimes it's better to receive
Yeah.
than to give.
All right. Our pen sponsor for the day. Yeah, this is a nice pen.
That's a super nice pen.
Made out of wormy chestnut.
Where's the wormholes?
The pen was made in 1845 by a hand craftsman off of Cane Branch by the name of R.L. Gillespie. And This pen was donated to us
I
today.
remember him.
Yeah. This pen was donated to us today by Bubba's Good Eats.
Oh, thanks, Bubba's.
Yeah. I changed that on the fly.
Yeah, you
but,
did.
There's a Burnsville, off
Burnsville
Cane
connection.
Branch. Yeah. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Bubba's.
If you haven't had good barbecue, go eat some Bubba's Good Eats. Now, let's talk about propane safety, grill safety. Shaun, what do people need to know? What do people need first things first when they're hooking up the grill?
I would suggest, first of all, just cleaning the grill, because you can have flare-ups and we don't want that. So prevent flare-ups just by cleaning out the grease in the grill. You want to, if it's propane, I assume, propane grill, I would check the gas cylinder. You can, sometimes they get rusty, they can get banged up from being taken, filled up, thrown in the back of the truck, roll around over time. If they're not taken care of, if they're not covered up, they get rusty, get pits in them. You could have leaks, depending on how old it is. Anyway, so when you take it to get it filled up, you want to have whoever's checking that to test it for leaks. Anyway,
Does pretty much everybody test them for you? They should be able to.
Yeah, they should be able to.
Okay.
They have to look them over anyway to see how rusty or if they're pitted, just in case it might have a leak in it. Check the valve, make sure it's safe, it's up to date. Supposed to check that stuff
What's
out.
the life expectancy on one of those tanks? Did they have an expiration date or something like that?
There is an expiration date on the side, because it's supposed to be the professional filling the gas cylinder should check that date every time and examine it. That's what's supposed to be going on. So it's usually stamped on the side, and just for visual inspection, that's what the date's for. So hopefully whoever's filling it up checks just to make sure it's safe, see if some work needs to be done to the propane cylinder. But anyway, you can give it a visual inspection yourself if you want to. The connections from the cylinder to the grill. I recommend once you have the tank filled up, and you hook up your hose from the grill to the tank, you turn your gas cylinder on before you even light or turn on the grill, and you can actually smell for leaks. If you don't smell anything,
Because we all know gas is smelly.
Yeah. But if they can't smell, how can you find a leak?
Well, you can use leak detector, which we just so happen to carry in the store here at Burleson Plumbing Heating.
You don't say.
Better Bubble gas leak detector.
Looks like this on the shelf. Mr. Shaun and Colton can direct you where it's at.
About $8. And what you want to do is make sure everything is connected, the hose to the tank. Turn the tank on completely. Make sure you don't smell any gas. Get some gas leak solution here and swab it on each connection going from the tank to the grill.
What's a leak gonna look like?
Leak is going to have, usually if it's a small leak, it'll just have little bubbles coming up, and you need to watch it for a few minutes just to see if some bubbles that may have just come up when you applied the solution, if there are any more bubbles coming up in say 60 seconds or so, small bubbles, you're just going to see them keep adding up.
Okay.
Or if you see large bubbles, of course, absolutely turn the tank off immediately, because you got to have a leak somewhere. So
if you do have a leak in the joint where you threaded it on, what do you do to fix?
Well, usually it's a nut most of the time that you can just tighten up with a wrench, crescent wrench, adjustable wrench. If it happens to, if that happens to not work, or if you see that your line, you need to check your line, your hose. If the rubber is aged off, it's cracking, could have a leak in it. Need to test the hose as well. But if there's even a question, if it's cracking or if there's even a question, you need to get it replaced. Which just so happens here at Burleson Plumbing Heating Store, we carry
Did you bring one of those? Bring one of those with you over there?
What are you talking
just
about?
so
What does that
happens-
look like?
Well,
Ooh.
this is the whole kit, the whole assembly. But here we go. Oh, there we go. Hose, brand new hose with fittings. Also need to test that regulator, make sure it's not leaking, or if you're having trouble getting the grill to light. Could be a problem with the pressure regulator. Regulator reduces the pressure coming from the tank to the grill. Preset pressure to make sure that you're burning at you're getting the right amount of gas.
What's
anyway.
what's somebody usually going to see if a regulator's bad? Like what?
Well,
Just
usually
not lighting or?
yeah, probably won't work. Probably not open it up. Usually not open it up. The diaphragm inside could fail,
Yeah.
or I guess there's a possibility of getting too much gas. But anyway, if it's not working, or if it's working, if it's kind of funny, you'd want to change out the regulator. And if it's been a certain amount of time, if you're using the same regulator 10 years, you might want to consider changing that out.
Okay.
So, but this little kit here, regulator included, fittings. You got 12 feet of hose, $36.95.
God, that's a deal.
Just a regulator.
Steal.
I happen to have one here. $14.49. Regulator with connection, quick connect,
That goes
Nice.
straight on the grill.
straight on the
propane
tank.
tank. Sorry.
Yep.
Then to the grill. So if you got a good hose that's in good shape, then you can just get that.
Absolutely.
There's also a less expensive option on the regulator downstairs that's just the regulator without the nut. So you can reuse something in that case. I think it's around $8. So no, that's downstairs as well. What else?
Just in case you're having to use some new fittings, we keep all brass fittings, assortment that you may need to make the connections from the tank to the grill. We keep them in stock, and if you need any thread sealant, commonly known as pipe dope, we carry that as well. This little tube, $2.25 here at the store.
10-4. All right. Russell asked a question on our advertisement this week for the show, and Russell said that he had an animal that keeps chewing through his hose. What kind of animal would you think that would be, and how do you prevent that?
Dadgum alligators. Probably what it is.
I think he lives in Huntersville. I don't
I've
know
heard
many
I've heard there's alligators in
issues in
Huntersville.
Huntersville.
They sometimes get out.
What do you think it is, Shaun?
You know, it could be an angry neighbor.
Chewing?
I don't know. Chewing.
Right,
It could
chewing.
be. He's like, you know what? I'm going to come out.
That would be one angry neighbor.
Yeah.
That's what
You know,
that's what I'm talking about. But
Or they just like steak fat. I don't know.
You got a neighbor that loves steak, fat, and propane.
You better watch some neighbors that love steak fat.
Yeah.
But more than likely, I would say that it's more than likely a mouse or a rat.
Why are they
Because
chewing it?
What happens is
Contact high.
yeah,
Trying to get high.
huffing the
Huffing the gas.
huffing
Man, that gas is so good.
No, okay.
This is terrible.
Rat's like, dude, you gotta come try this. Last night, I went over to Russell's house. I was chewing on his cord. I don't even remember what happened after that.
I swear he's got the best propane in the whole block.
Okay, why are they chewing on it?
Okay, so because of the grease.
Oh, that's more simple.
So
that
if
makes
Makes
you,
a little more sense.
it's inviting, which brings us to another point. All that's why I mentioned in the beginning. You need to clean everything up because rats, mice love to eat anything. They like stinky stuff. They like old stuff. So it's any kind of something that they would like to eat. And so if the grease is dripping down from the grill, hasn't been cleaned up, they're probably going to chew through.
All right,
that,
Russell.
that kind of stuff.
Just clean it up.
And if I may recommend, also forgot to mention this, If it's been a whole season, 6 months, however long since you've used the grill, quite likely rats may have gotten in there if it hasn't been cleaned. And spiders love to build webs in any open space. And so it would be wise to check, say, your burner, in any assembly. If anything's clogged up or if they're in there, it may not burn correctly. So
Just turn the heat higher.
That's right. Burn them out of
You
there.
can do that.
I've noticed like wasps and
That could be
hornets. They love making nests.
Let me
in
ask you
grills.
this. This is legit. Every year, got I guess 200 pound, 500, I don't know, one of the big propane tanks. And the lid, underneath the lid, every year there's a bee's nest. Why? What's up with the bee's nest under there?
Well, that's a good, safe place. Not often, you don't mess with that very much.
Yeah.
You know, good, safe, dark place, seems to be protected. So, but also, the odor of the gas seems to draw bees. I don't know why. You might check to see if there could be a little leak there.
Better bubble.
Just in case.
Better
But
better
get
bubble
some
that.
better bubble
Better-
leak detector.
Better buy some better bubble.
You can get it here, Brooks Plumbing, counter here, $8.
So if you do have bees in your propane tank, or I wouldn't recommend spraying the bees with the grill. That's probably not.
They usually don't. Those propane tanks don't normally have a lid like that. But if you're,
I'm just saying, like on the grill, if you get bees in there or spiders, spraying it with some sort of insecticide.
Just douse the whole thing in gasoline and light it on fire.
Some people, I know people, if there's bees anyway. My wife, Brooke, if there was a bee in like the vicinity, she would burn it to the ground. It could be in our bedroom, burn it to the ground.
safety first.
Safety first. Yeah. Remember the disclaimer:
douse it.
do not
No.
catch your grill on fire.
No,
But
bad idea.
my point it being, if it's on the tank, you could probably spray those bees so you don't get stung. But on the grill, you're gonna have to get a little more creative on how to get them out of there. Maybe pull one of these 4 hoses over there.
Spray them out of there.
One of the others. What else, Shaun? You got any other recommendations?
As far as the gas goes,
That's all the
that's
gas.
pretty good. Checking the joints, just everything before you light it up, clean it up. Make sure your grill is not too close to your house or close to anything that
That's a
the
good
heat
point.
may affect, or that if there was a flare up, if there just happened to be any type of fire, that would not be damaged.
Vinyl
If something-
siding does not do well under 400-degree grill.
You know, I've seen that.
Siding. Yeah. People put it under the eave, try to get out of the rain sometimes too. Mine's real close, I have to pull it out each time.
Yeah.
And bringing, just because it's raining, bringing it inside would not. That's not really a good
Not a,
idea.
even
I
in a
know-
garage.
I
or
know in
somewhere
the
like that.
South we do things a little bit differently. We
Yeah.
try to make things work that
Yeah.
maybe we shouldn't try. Let me just go
Probably
ahead and
not a
say,
good idea.
don't bring the grill, gas grill inside.
It's trying to plug your radio into your above ground pool. Just wouldn't do that either. All right. So, favorite thing on the grill. With your first spring is here. You may not feel like it, but by next week it's going to be warm. I hope, or the next. But on the grill, what's you guys' favorite grill food? Go.
Anything my wife makes.
Good answer.
That's a pretty good answer.
Good answer. It's like a Family Feud. You'll good answer. Like everything.
Bing, bing. That was like
Kim.
number 1.
You get bonus points. All right. What's your grill food?
I thoroughly enjoy a cut of steak. It's actually skirt steak, but it's, I guess, you marinate it in lime juice, maybe some assorted spices. It's called arrachera. It's a
Cheddar.
Exactly. It's like a Mexican steak that you make on the grill and eat tacos.
Sounds like
Probably
Maria's hands all into that
No, that's
family recipe.
maybe. No.
She's Italian, right?
Yeah, she's completely Italian.
I would go the burger cook-off coming up. Got Ryan's church does a burger cook-off.
Which we're taking the crown back this
Who
year.
won that last year?
I don't know, some thugs. I think they paid the judges
Me and
off.
Zach and Wayne won the burger cook-off. But a good burger goes a long way. But
They threatened the judges.
They
Yeah.
did. They did.
but other than that, a ribeye.
Ooh, gosh.
marinated with some black pepper, salt, a little bit of cumin, and then put it in the Worcestershire sauce, or however you say that word. How do you say it?
Is that spicy to you?
Worcestershire?
Yeah.
Worcestershire?
Worcestershire.
There it is.
Worcestershire.
That sounds like it. But put that in a bag and let it marinate for about an hour in the fridge.
Ketchup.
Oh man.
You know, but you can't go wrong with like a high quality bratwurst, or like a nice sausage, or even like a good old barbecue piece of chicken.
Kebab. Kebab. You guys comment in the section below on what you're going to be grilling soon. We'd love to hear about that. If you have any other questions about propane safety or anything going on with it doesn't even have to be about the grilling. Shaun answers questions about hooking up fireplaces and stuff all the time. So comment below, and we will get those questions answered for you. And if you'll go to burlesonplumbing.com/QA and ask your question there as well, you'll get some points to win a giveaway next month, which is a water heater.
Yes, it is.
And the first one to buy this which is utterly awesome, gets a free hat. But I hope you guys have a good weekend. Sorry for disrupting the Friday schedule for you Friday early birds who like the morning show with your coffee. We will be back next Friday morning, though. Shaun, thanks for joining us.
Mantis, it was great having you today.
And Llama and Dingo, hope you have a good weekend.
Yes.
Mantis as well. See you guys.